Ready?
Yeah.
All right. I might as well call it a Subway sandwich. Keep going. Come on. Welcome to another mouth-watering episode of Delicious Halal GTA Tour. I'm your host, Al-Mughirah Habib, and today we'll take you on a culinary journey to explore one specific dish from the Middle East. A dish that has captured the hearts of many people worldwide, where the juicy aroma of the meat combined with the exotic spices have made it a staple street food in different nations. So come and explore the culinary details and the exotic taste of shawarma. Shawarma is a popular Middle Eastern dish, considered widely to be the soul food for many Middle Eastern countries. This amazing dish originated back during the Ottoman Empire, and the word itself, shawarma, originated from the Central Asian or Turkic word shawerma, which means rotisserie. Shawarma consists of marinated meat that is stacked in an upside-down cone shape on a metal rod, and is roasted slowly on a vertical rotisserie and is cut into thin slices or pieces that is added to a plate or a pita wrap. And while roasting meat horizontally is an ancient method that has been dated way back into history, the vertical technique is actually dated back into the 19th century during the Ottoman Empire and is claimed to be the invention of one person, Mehmet Eskender Efendi, the owner of the Iskender kebab, and whose family to this day run his restaurant generations after generations. We're here today at one of my favorite shawarma spots in the GTA, Shawerma Plus, a store that opened in Waterloo, but came all the way to Mississauga and opened their brand new location here in the Churchill Meadows area, right at the corner of Ridgeway and Eglinton. They serve mouth-watering chicken and beef shawarmas all year long, along with other side dishes that they have on the menu. I'm accompanied here today with Mr. Jawad Al-Ghabra, who happens to be the partner and franchisor, and also a very old colleague back in university days. How are you doing?
Very good. Thank you for having me today.
No problem. The pleasure is all ours. Jawad, how did this idea come? Why shawarma? And when did you guys start?
One day my parents said, we want to get into the restaurant industry, and my dad was like, I want to open a shawarma store. I was in the banking sector back then, and I was like, I don't think this is the best idea when I look at the numbers, etc. Maybe you want to look into something else. But he was like, hey, we're good cooks. I cook amazing food. Your mother does amazing food. And we've done a lot of catering events before. So why don't we get into this market? Long story short, they decided to move forward, and we started helping them getting into that venture, which started in 2012.
The Turkish shawarma later on evolved to become what we know today as doner, while the Greeks also took their own version and named it gyro. And the Lebanese migrants that went to Central America and Mexico introduced it and named it tacos el pastor. Now, we both know that shawarma is dated all the way back to during the Ottoman Empire, and it's been something that is all over the Middle East. It's a common street food over there. Everybody knows shawarma in the Middle East, but how do you feel that you guys represented shawarma to the Canadian society?
I think there were a lot of elements that helped us throughout the years. So one is we were new in this industry. We didn't know the food industry back then. So one, we're penetrating a new market in 2012 in Waterloo, which is a smaller market back then. We used to work with different parties within the community so that we can introduce to them shawarma. Because in 2012, and I still believe, even at this point, there are still some people don't know what shawarma is.
The reason why Mehmet Iskandar Efendi revolutionized the traditional horizontal rotisserie into the vertical one was that he realized that in the horizontal version, many of the juices and the fats were going to waste. But when you put it on a vertical way, the juices and the fats will keep on rolling down slowly, which keeps the meat tender when you cut into it. And it wasn't until 1904 that one of Mehmet Iskandar's employees went back to Syria, specifically to Damascus, and introduced the shawarma by opening the first shawarma stand in Syria, which is actually still there today. And as we know, there's so many shawarma stores all over the GTA. What makes your shawarma unique?
So I think what makes it a little bit different at Shawerma Plus are a few elements. Number one is we only buy halal hand-slaughtered chicken and beef, which is very important to a lot of the Muslim population, I would say, when they're looking for a good shawarma option or meat product in general. Number two, we take a lot of time when it comes to really building a proper shawarma spit. The portion-wise is probably about 60% shawarma breasts versus 30 to 40% shawarma thighs. Third, the seasoning we use for the shawarmas itself. Fourth, we build shawarma spits fresh every single day. And basically, shawarmas on rice, shawarma Saj platters, shawarmas on French fries, like a poutine kind of a thing. So there are a variety of options, shawarma salads, you name it. I think anything that shawarma could go on, more or less, we kind of serve it.
Now, one of the first things that I love whenever I enter your store is I look at the beautiful drawings that you have over here. And I'm pretty sure there's a story behind every picture you have. But can you tell us a little bit about what you have guys drawn on the walls here?
Usually I don't like to give shout outs to people, but we've used an amazing Egyptian artist, okay? Back in the day, 8 years, Egyptian Canadian artist, 8 years ago, where we came up with an idea and we said, we want to share our story. We want people to know who we are because sometimes you don't have the chance to speak to each and every customer that walks through the door. We want to tell them that we're of Syrian origin. We want to tell them that we're coming into this culture that is new to us. We would love that you'd welcome us into that culture, and we want to introduce you to a good meal, a fresh shawarma, you know, something that is halal, etc. So that was part of the story. The other part of the doodle that you see on the wall was we wanted to say thank you to my mom and dad who started this journey in 2012. And we've back, you can see behind my back, you can see that doodle drawing, you know, the founders of Shawerma Plus, which are mom and dad, and which I owe them a lot to where we are today. And obviously, alhamdulillah, first and last, for us making it throughout the past 10 years.
It's never boring to talk to you, Jawad. But
likewise.
I'm getting hungry and I'm fasting today too.
Let's get to the kitchen then.
Absolutely. You know, ever since I was young, my dream was to cut shawarma. Wow, this is not easy. Oh, okay, so you're sawing through it.
Yeah.
I'll leave that to the professionals. Although the original shawarma made from lamb meat, however, chicken and beef have been gaining more and more fame and exposure worldwide. And every country in the Middle East claims that their version of the shawarma is the best, whether that's the meat they use or the vegetables and the sauces they put in the sandwich. The traditional way of doing a chicken shawarma sandwich is just simply chicken shawarma, potatoes, garlic spread, and pickles. While the lamb or the beef shawarma is traditionally made with tahini sauce, parsley, turnips, tomatoes, and onions. Any extras, anything added on top, I might as well call it a Subway sandwich. We have falafel, baba ganoush. We have a special dish that was just made for us today called muhammara. which is roasted peppers. We also have some hummus with some shawarma, beef shawarma on the top, chicken tawouk on rice, chicken shawarma on rice, and my favorite, beef shawarma, or what we call the Arab sushi. Gonna start with falafel, which is the Syrian style. It's made different than the one that we had with the Egyptian cuisine. And I will start with dipping it with some hummus. Oops, tomatoes. As usual, fried to perfection. Brown from the outside, green from the inside. Another dip with the roasted eggplant or the roasted peppers. Why not? Some turnip pickles, wash it off. Next, I was told to try this. It's the hummus with the beef shawarma, and we'll get some pomegranate inside to give it some of that sweetness. Going with the fork. Wow. What else? Go ahead and make another dip. I want to try this. Chicken tawouk on rice, fresh, made every day from fresh ingredients. Wow. Go ahead with this. Roasted eggplant, baba ganoush, and the main course, chicken shawarma. Dip it into that garlic. In the Syrian style, so we add a little pomegranate molasses on top. That's how it is. Some fattoush salad. Who eats salad anyways? And finally, my favorite, beef shawarma, exactly the way I like it. Dip. This has been my favorite ever since I was a child. One more. Let's go with some hot sauce this time. Last bite. Whew, that was a big bite. I love how they put a little grill to it so you can have a crispy pita bread on the outside. And once you bite in, right away you get that taste of the turnip and the tomatoes and the onions that make it so moist. And then it's finished off with the beef from the inside. Chicken, on the other hand, you can clearly see which part is the breast and which part is the thigh. The breast is always the lighter color, while the thigh is, as you can see here, it's a darker color. Many people prefer thighs because they're juicier, they got more fat, but it's what you prefer. Once you get to these guys, tell them what you like. If you like it more breast, if you like it more thigh, they'll make it exactly the way you like it. And the best part is that they make every shawarma pit fresh from the morning. Amazing. By the way, the rice, on point. Keep going? Come on. And that's a wrap, no pun intended. This was an amazing experience. Absolutely one of my most favorite places to eat shawarmas in the GTA. Please give these guys a visit. Let me know what you think. Try out as much as you can, but try it the authentic way first, and then make your own recommendations. And don't forget, this Ramadan, MuslimDo is partnered with Halal Serve to feed every family in need in the GTA. Please go to their website and support as much as you can. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and on MuslimDo app. And until our next experience, salam.